Hi, everyone. It's another weekend, and you're welcome to the biggest Study Abroad content platform. This is the Study Abroad podcast. On the Study Abroad podcast, what we do is that we invite people who have been through the process. We talk to admission officers, universities that you can apply to. So they come and share with us the ideas, information, and knowledge you need if you want to go through. And especially for people who are from where you are at the moment and ventured into the study abroad process and was successful with it. So today we are talking to a doctor who moved to the United States to study as a student. And so she's going to share her experience with us. How much was she taking as a doctor? Was it worth it moving to the United States to study? Which universities did she apply to? What programs did she apply to? What would she tell you if she was supposed to start the whole study abroad process again, so that you can also learn one or two from it? Today we are a little bit late. We had some hitches today as well, and so please do me a favor by liking, subscribing if you are yet to, and also share so that another person can benefit from the ideas and information we share on this platform. My name is Fred, and as always, this is the Fred Effect platform. We are live on Instagram, the Fred Effect Instagram handle. It is verified, and so whenever you want to get in touch with me, you can send me a direct message on Instagram, and I'll be happy to respond to it. We are also live on Facebook. We are live on X or Twitter, and then we are live on YouTube as well. Later on, we'll be streaming on TikTok. So as we do it every week on this program, later on we will share the link so that you can join us live in the studio and ask all the questions you have. Are you working on the process? Are you about to start? Where have you got into? Do you have some peculiar questions that you need answers to? So be ready to send in your questions as well. So for now, you can say a hi or hello in the comment section. Let us know which country you're watching us from. Also, is it evening at your end or is afternoon? You can let us know. Let us know which country you're watching us from. Let us know the country you're watching us from. If you have any questions as we proceed with the conversation, we'll be reading them and be responding to them as well. So let's bring on Doctor and then let's get started. Hi, Doc.
Hi.
Thanks for the wait. We're supposed to start like couple of hours ago, but we are late today. So thank you for still keeping on and then making it happen. So for my viewers who are seeing your beautiful face for the first time, kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Dr. Rich Lavenbro, as he said, or as you can see on the posters that were actually circulated. And I was a practicing dentist back in Ghana. I'm still a dentist, but I'm not practicing here at the moment. I currently am working for an NGO. I'm doing my OPT. If you don't know, OPT is optional practical training. The permits that you are given to study or practice what you learned back in school. I completed Brandeis University in Waltham, Massachusetts, in the United States of America, and I studied global health policy and management. So that's a little introduction about me.
All right, so that's great, Doc. So which university or institution did you graduate from, and what was your academic qualification prior to relocating to the United States?
You mean which school I graduated from? You
In
broke up a
Ghana.
bit. Okay.
In
So
Ghana.
I graduated from the best university in Ghana, and that's Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Right.
And I graduated. So my program had 2 degrees. One was I did a bachelor's in human biology, and then that was for 3 years. And afterwards, did a bachelor's in dental surgery. So that was also for 3 years. So that's like for 6 years. And so that's the degree that I completed with, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, how did it go for you? When did you start the whole process? And being a dentist is a high-paying job. Why then did you want to leave your job to study in the US?
Okay, so being a dentist, yes, it's a high-paying job. It's a good job. It's a high-paying job. I love being a dentist. I'm still a dentist. I still come back to Ghana to do a few dental stuff, and then I come back because I still have my license, and I still love being a dentist. But in the process of practicing dentistry, if those who are familiar with the system in Ghana, the medical system in Ghana, when you are done with school, you get to do your house job for 2 years, after which you are posted and you go to a hospital and then you start working fully. But Unfortunately for me, where I was at that time, the hospital that I was working in, there was so much that was going on that, you try to talk to hospital administration, nobody's minding you. And even prior to deciding to do my master's degree, I was doing these certification programs from University of Washington. So there were little certification programs about public health and, just so that you're not stagnant. I always preach on my channel. I have a YouTube channel as well. It's called Dr. Rich Lavenbro. So I always preach on my channel that you don't have to be stagnant in life, no matter where you are going to. Like, literally, there's no end point till casket. You always need to look for ways to refine yourself. So I was doing these very, very little certification programs, and I found them quite interesting. And being a dentist that I had come to a stumbling block, there were some procedures that I could not do in my clinic or in my hospital. So it was like I had so much knowledge and I had so much to offer, but the system was not giving me the chance to do that. Yes, I was working for a couple of private clinics here and there, making my money and doing all that. Yes, but I still felt like some of my skills were just going to waste. And so I thought it was a good opportunity rather than stay there and not do much and, just do my barest minimum, go out, have fun, come back, because I really do love to have fun. I felt like I needed to go to the next level. I needed to, take those little certifications I was doing to another level. And so that was what helped me, change my mind to be like, okay, yeah, then let me just come and do my master's program. And with the master's program I did, I'll be able to rather affect, health systems rather than individuals. So basically that was the notion behind it, the moving and everything. Yeah.
All right. So you came to the US to study a graduate program or a master's degree. Was it
It was a
in line?
master's degree.
Okay. Was it in line with what you had from KNUST? So in KNUST, you studied dentistry, right?
Yes.
Are you pursuing or did you pursue a master's in dentistry in the US?
Okay, so I pursued a master's in global health policy. Dentistry is still under health, okay? It's still health. And then global health is it's more like health at a large scale. We are looking at health system as a whole. We are looking at affecting different, disease indicators on a very large scale. So it was really directly in line with what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people are of the view that, when you study a bachelor's degree in mathematics, you should necessarily apply to a master's in mathematics. You had dentistry and switched to public health. Is that what you said?
Yes.
So, is it possible that I have a master's in chemistry? Can I switch? I have a bachelor's in chemistry. Can I switch to a different field? In your opinion, how does that go?
In my opinion, you can be anything you want to be, and you can do anything you want to do. Even in the United States, or even people switch careers. You can just be. When I came here, I almost even switched to something very different. So you can switch to whatever it is that you want to switch to, but just make sure you are meeting the prerequisites of that program. For instance, if I'm a dentist, I can't go and do. I can't go and let's say request, let's say, an IT program because I don't have the background or the prerequisites. But if you have the prerequisites, then you can actually do it. I interviewed a lady on my channel. She had no science background, but then she did nursing. What she had to do was to go to a community college and take the prerequisites that would let her do nursing. So in my opinion, you can be anything that you want to be. You can switch from one profession to the other, one profession to another master's degree. Just make sure you have the prerequisites and you're meeting all the courses that are required to apply to that program. So that is my ideology. Yeah.
If you just joined us, still on the Fred Effect YouTube channel, Fred Effect Facebook page, we are live on Instagram and also on X. I'm speaking to Dr. Rich Lavenbro, and then she also have a YouTube channel, right? So I'm going to share my screen so you can see that real quick. So if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. And most of the information she's going to share with us now, she has gone details on her channel. So Dr. Rachel, talk to us about your YouTube channel. Why should we subscribe?
So you should subscribe to my YouTube channel because it's not all about everything that is out there. It's based on personal experience and experiences of people that I have come into contact with. And then we solve practical study abroad problems, study abroad. We give practical study abroad solutions. I talk about things that are on the ground. If there's a topic that I want to talk about and I know somebody who has gone through it, I'm literally talking to the person about it. So you have a live example, like what I told you earlier. The lady literally had no background whatsoever. I'm like, this is what I've been wanting to talk about. Can you please come on? I talk to them, they come on, and we talk about it. So for me, it makes it more like a little different and a bit more realistic. So that is what my channel is about. And it's also all about the experiences I face, the challenges I face, things I wish I could do differently. So it's like we make the mistakes, then out of the experience, we come to tell you and guide you so you do not make such mistakes as well. Yeah, so that is what it's about.
As the session goes on, we'll be refreshing. So we are currently at 2.32 thousand subscribers. Please subscribe. I'll be refreshing. Okay, so we have 2.33 now. We are moving up. So as the section goes on, we'll be counting the subscribers. So please go to YouTube, type Dr. Rich Love and bro MBROH. So Dr. Rich Love RICHLOVE and then space MBROH, and then you subscribe to the channel. Guys, let's do that. So I'll be refreshing as time goes on, so we keep up with the number of subscribers as well. All right. So Dr. Richlove, so how long were you have you practiced in Ghana? And when you decided to study abroad, how long did it take you to complete the entire process? So let's start with, I'm done with KNUST. How long did you practice in Ghana?
So after KNUST, I would say 5 years together with my house job. I'll say, almost 5 years. Let's say about 4 years. Let me just put it that way, give or take 4 years. So 1 year in Confanochi Teaching Hospital, 1 year in Ridge Hospital. And then there was about a lag. And then I spent like about a year or year and a half at where I was practicing before I actually left. Okay. So that was it. And then when I started my process, because I had just come to a stumbling block, and there's something about me that when I get there, I'm there. And then no matter what it takes to move, I'm going to move. So for me, it took a couple of months. It didn't even take, let's say I started the year before. So let's say this is 2024, 2025 academic year. So I just started in, let's say, August the previous year. And then the next year I was here. So just a couple of months, I just went deep down into it, did everything, got all the help I needed, did all I had to do. And then I left.
All right. So, how many universities did you apply to? You mentioned that you studied at Brandeis University, right, in Massachusetts, right? Which other universities did you apply to? And if you're watching us, please pick your pen and a paper. And at least if you watch any of our content, we make sure that we are mentioning some names of the schools. These are realistic. These are people who have done it. So you have to, you would learn one or two from them. So let's talk about the universities you apply to. Having a dentistry background from KNUST. And then when you're done, I will ask you about, when people have CWA and in the US, they use the CGPA system. How did you maneuver that? Let's start from the first question.
Okay, so the number of universities that I applied to, fortunately, if you want to do a public health degree, there is a platform that is called SOPHAS. So it's easier for you to apply to a lot of schools, given that you are willing to pay the application fee. And some of them have individual application fees, and some of them, once you pay the SOPHAS fee, it covers for those schools. So it was relatively easier for me. And then even though we had the SOPHAS pool, I went outside the pool to also apply to one or two. That is why sometimes I'm going to talk to your subscribers and I'm going to advise them like I do to my people on my channel. Now, number one, the first school I applied to was UNC Charlotte, okay? University of North Carolina, Charlotte. And I did not get the admission. Why? Because I was not adequately prepared. I told you when I want to do something, I just do it. So I was not prepared. I was not getting the information. And that's why we have all these study abroad channels now. And then it was one of the reasons why I actually started my channel as well. So I got rejected because I was not adequately prepared. I did not really evaluate my transcript to get my, CPA higher. And then, it was a whole lot. It was messy. But I know that right now, if I'm to take the same knowledge that I've learned and go and apply it, they'll give me the admission. So then I learned from that. I think the admission was rolling, so it was very fast. Immediately apply, like within 2 weeks or so, they give you the reply. They denied me. and I did not make it like a stumbling block. I didn't lose hope. So the next lesson to learn from it is don't lose hope. Don't give up. It's a journey, okay? So don't lose hope at all. So when I learned all my mistakes from that, then I rerouted, then I came, then I applied to about 5 universities and everybody gave me admission. I got admitted into all of them. I got admitted into Brandeis University. I got admitted into University of South Carolina. I got admitted into Loma Linda University. I got admitted into George Mason University. And I also got admitted into, was it? Okay, I think I've forgotten University of George Washington, exactly, George Washington University. So all these 5 universities gave me admission. I got admission into all of them. Why? Because I had failed the first time. I had learned my lessons. I had recorrected myself. And then now I got admission into all these 5 universities. So those are the universities that I got admission into. So come on. When I now cast my net really wide after preparing adequately, now I had the luxury to choose who I want, where I want, compare tuition, compare scholarships, compare everything. And then so it gave me that upper hand. So that's it about the schools that I applied to and then the admissions that I got. Okay. Now I settled for Brandeis University because it was a 1-year master's degree program and it's 1 academic year, but it's actually 9 months. So I talk about the advantages of such programs on my channel as well. I have a video about, the advantages of STEM versus non-STEM. Maybe we'll come to that later. So that's a STEM versus non-STEM. Some of the courses are STEM. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So it doesn't necessarily mean that these are the only 4 fields. Whatever course that you are doing, you should ask for the STEM variant, okay? So, and when you do STEM, you'll be allowed to work in the United States. That is your optional practical training for 3 years, as opposed to the 1 year that everybody has. So this is some of the things that guides your knowledge to be able to apply strategically. It is a strategy that you need to have. So those are some of the things I also talk on my channel. I help you to strategically plan. So you know that 1 year compared to 3 years of doing OPT. By the time you are done with the 3 years, you have so much knowledge of whatever it is that you learned that when it's time to apply in your country, it's very, very easy. So moving back to what we were talking about, that was I actually went to Brandeis University because it was short. So imagine I spent 9 months to do a master's degree, and after that master's degree, I'm eligible to work in the United States or do my optional practical training for 3 years. So that gave Brandeis University the upper hand. They also gave me some part scholarship, and I really wanted to get it over and done with. Sometimes when you're out of school for some time and you're going back to school, you're anxious and everything. Yeah. I really wanted to get it over and done with. So that's it about the school. So the GPA, you want me to talk about the?
Let's break it down. So we are I'm going to show the list of the websites of the universities you mentioned, and if you missed any of them, don't worry. Later on, the program will still the session will still be on the various platforms, on X, on YouTube, and also on Facebook for you to check it out. So you mentioned SOPHAS. What is SOPHAS for somebody who do not know?
Okay, so SOPHAS it's a pool. It's a platform that has a pool of schools that offer public health. So your application is like you are not going to each school's website to do individual applications. You put your application there, you put your recommendations letters there, you put everything there, and then you're able to now channel it to the schools that you want. So you pay a fee. And then so just like he's showing on the screen, and then if you want to do public health, like they sort of streamline the public health application. So that is SOPHAS. So public health schools, and then they have public health jobs. And so if you want to be in the public health space, I believe this is a very nice platform for you to explore to be able to apply to your school. So that is SOPHAS.
All right. So the Association of Schools and Programs of Public Health, and they have a website. That is what she explained. So the SOPHAS is SO, and it's an abbreviation. So SOPHAS, and then so their website is SOPHAS.ASP pph.org, and I'm going to share this link in the comment as well. So what happens is that if you're interested in applying to a public health program, she has explained that this is a centralized system. It has all the schools that offer public health, and then the programs as well. So you go there and you use this platform instead of the university's platform. So if you want to apply to Brandeis public health program, you don't apply through the normal the normal application portal for Brandeis University, right?
So Brandeis was separate. Brandeis was
Mhm.
not part of the SOPHAS. That's why I was saying that sometimes the platform is not exhaustive of all
Okay.
the schools. It's not all the schools that have joined the platform. So sometimes you need to do your individual research as well. So, and you don't also have to sometimes put all your eggs in one basket. I don't believe in that philosophy. I believe in, being broad. Brandeis was not in there for the global health policy and management, but all the others, most of the other schools that I mentioned, they were right here. And so the application was pretty easy and straightforward.
All right. So is it that when you upload your document onto the portal you create at SOPHAS, you are able to use it to apply to multiple universities, just like the common app
Yes.
works?
Yes, you are able to use it to apply to multiple universities. Exactly. But there are some universities that will require you to go on their site and do maybe one or two things extra.
Okay.
But yeah, so when you go there, it's very easy. It's very systematic. So if the university requires something extra or any extra documents or any extra payments or anything like that, it will be stated there, and then you can do the process. Yeah.
Okay. So does that mean that for example, one recommendation letter, if I upload maybe 3 of my recommendation letters, it will be sent to all the schools that I choose within the portal?
Yes, because the recommendation letter is for the same program and there are different schools that are receiving it. So yes, it's going to go to all of them. Yeah.
All right. So that is that. So let's see if we can share the various universities. First of all, we'll share the website of Brandeis University. This is the university Dr. Graduated from, and you mentioned some other schools that you also applied to. So let's see if we can show it to people. What were some of the schools too?
So Loma Linda University, Loma Linda, Loma, then Linda, Linda. So I think that is a Seventh-day Adventist university. It was also very good. I applied there because they also had a very good dentistry program. So I was like, oh, maybe not to be able to, lose the lab that I have. I could, just be passing through and seeing stuff and love stuff like that. So yeah, that's Loma Linda University. Yeah.
Okay, so Loma Linda is located in California. So that's it. There are some universities you will never hear about them until you watch Doctor's YouTube channel. So please,
Yes.
we'll still be counting down. As at the last time we checked, we were at 2.33. Please go to YouTube, type Dr. Rich Love Imbro, go and subscribe and then come back and continue watching. So if you're watching us on Facebook, go to YouTube, type Dr. Rich Love Imbro, and then please subscribe to the channel. So we've mentioned Brandeis University, which we've shown the the website, and this is Loma Linda University, right?
Yes.
And was it public health too or another program?
Yes, it was. It was public health as well.
And so this was through SOPHAS?
Yes, this was through SOPHAS.
Okay, so which other university?
So George Mason University.
Okay.
George Mason
Right.
University.
George Mason University is also located in Virginia, right? Fairfax, Virginia. And this is the website. So George Mason University, Doctor applied to that as well. So that makes it the third university. You mentioned some other ones.
University of South Carolina.
Okay.
As well. Yeah.
And which campus was it?
I think it was the Annual School of Public Health. I think it was just the one here, in South Carolina. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that is University of South Carolina. Is also a public funded university, and it's located in Carolina. So that makes it the fourth university. So guys, it's a learning platform. Pick your pen and your papers. You are writing them down. These are schools people have applied to, and you can also apply to. Was it a fifth one?
Yeah, I think there was a fifth one, but I'm missing. Let's see, Brandeis University, George Washington. Yeah, George Washington.
And so George Mason and George Washington. Looks like you were into the Georges.
George Washington University was the university I was already doing the short, programs with when I was in Ghana. So it was very easy. Yeah, it was very easy to apply to them. And then I got my admission and everything. So yeah.
Where's George Washington University located?
Ooh.
That's
Is
in
it
no,
Virginia? I'm not sure.
it's located in DC.
DC, Washington, DC.
Yeah,
Yeah, around the DMV area. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a lot. It's a lot of schools, but I was determined. It should tell you how determined I was. I was like, so apart from that, also I talked to you guys about not being stagnant. So apart from that, I had also written my exams, willing to specialize. So it was a do or die. I had to leave the facility. So it's either I come and do my master's or I do my specialization. So at every point in time in life, you need to be doing something that is going to propel you forward. Okay, so that is one advice I give to people on my channel a lot. Yeah.
At every point in life, you need to do something that will propel you in life. So we are speaking with Dr. Rich Lovin-Bro. She practiced 5 years in Ghana as a dentist, and she moved to the United States to study. So she's sharing her experience, and most importantly, she has a YouTube platform that she documents her experience. And I know you love to travel a lot. How many countries have you been to?
I don't think I'm counting as at now, but it's quite a number of them. So let me see. I've been to Germany, I've been to Italy, I've been to Dubai, I've been to Jamaica, I've been to I'm even forgetting. So I've been to Tanzania, that's Zanzibar. I've been to, I'm in the United States now. Now I'm trying to do internal United States tour. So I've been to quite a number of states as well. And I've lost count.
Okay, so now let's talk about some of the most important things that people want to know. So when you applied to Brandeis University, you mentioned that you had some scholarship. Take us into it. Like how much was the scholarship, and how were you able to afford it to complete your program?
So the good thing about Brandeis University is that their scholarships are merit-based. I probably should go and see them to be an ambassador because I love the school so much and I love what they have to offer. Okay, so it's merit-based. So long as you have a certain GPA, you are getting scholarship. Like it's automatic merit-based scholarship. Let me put it that way. I can't count the number of people who were in that school without scholarship. Okay, in as much as sometimes the school may even suffer like, financial, whatever it is, like your scholarship is assured. Anybody I have guided to come to Brandeis University has some form of scholarship. So that is so in Brandeis University, the faculty is the Hella School for Social Policy and Management. So that is it. I got about 60% scholarship and then I had 40% deficit. Now, I had family funds to be able to, cover that as well. If you don't have family funds, there's also Empower loan. So at a point, my family funds were not as sufficient as I thought. So you get to fall on Empower loans. And Empower has saved so many lives. I never ever advocate for anybody to get a loan to come to school. We all want to avoid the debt. But I also go ahead to be very practical, like I told you, like I do on my channel. To be very practical and tell you that. So let's assume you get 80% scholarship and you have 20%. You're not getting any job on campus. You're not getting anything. Are you trying to tell me that because of that 20%, you're not going to go to school? No. People take loans for houses. People take loans for cars. And a car, immediately you take it out of the parking lot, will be depreciating over time. And this loan is going to add value to you for you to make more money to be able to pay back and live a better life. Yeah. So never ever do I advocate for a loan, but in dire need, when your family funds are not sufficient, when anything happens, you can go and get that. And Empower loan too, you don't need any co-signer. You just need to show them that this is how much money I used to make in Ghana. This is what this is. I show you my bank statement. I do this. So please, I want a loan. Then they give it to you. Yeah.
Awesome. So, and a lot of people also have this doubt that, okay, if I don't have a full scholarship, it's going to be challenging for me to get the visa approved. You had an opportunity to select public funded universities, yet you went in for a private university. And now the whole program is not fully funded. What still pushed you to want to go for the visa interview?
I told you, if I want something, I do it. And that is the attitude that you guys need to have. Sometimes you need to take a leap of faith and just do it if you really want to do it. I believe that the forces of the earth or the natural forces or whatever forces you believe in, once it's what you want and once it's what is in God's way or what you believe in's way, and that is the purpose for you, you don't know how you're going to do it. You complete it, you finish. The most important thing is to be here. When I got here, I didn't have a job before coming, but when I got to school, I got a job on campus. You know, you have 20 hours to work. So I got a job on campus.
Yeah.
And that was what was sustaining me and helping me, pay bills and, those, and you do all those kind of things. Okay. So sometimes I keep telling you, it is a leap of faith. So that was what pushed me. I was like, I have the school, I have some scholarship, and I'm going. And then the other reason why I didn't go to the public universities was that some of them, even though their tuition was low, they didn't even have any scholarship to start with. And then some of them too, if you look at the difference, the scholarship that they've given you, if you look at the difference and the number of years you have to spend in the school and all those kind of things, weighing all that, and that is why I chose the private university. I did that, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about any form of exam. Did you write an IELTS? Did you write a TOEFL, GMAT, and why? Why
No.
didn't you?
That is what I was saying, that I believe I was working with time. And so there was no time for me to now go and study, write, apply. And that is one of the mistakes that I talk about on my channel, that I wish I had the opportunity to have channels like this. And that is why I really preach practicality. If you come to me now and you tell me that you want to apply to school and you don't have funds, your GPA is low, there is no way I'll tell you to apply without writing any of these exams. I will tell you to invest in GRE, write the GRE, because looking at my GPA, if I just had GRE, a lot of schools would have given me like fully funded scholarship.
Right.
So I advise people to write. It's challenging, and never use the word hard, difficult. Erase it from your dictionary. I have had to go through that and face that kind of stumbling block, and now it is never in my dictionary. So please, guys, Fred subscribers, Fred's viewers, this is the little piece. If you don't get anything out of this interview, never use the word this is too hard. Never use the word this is too tough. Say it's challenging, or say I've never done it, or I've not done it yet, but I believe I can do it. So if I wrote GRE, and that is why like sometimes that's the only thing that I beat myself about. But if I wrote it, there was no way I wouldn't have got a fully funded scholarship. Yeah. So yeah.
I like how inspiring this conversation is going. So if you are still watching us, if you just joined us, you're not late. I'm talking to Dr. Rich Love and Bro, and then she was a doctor, practiced like 5 years in Africa, Ghana, and then she moved to the United States to study at Brandeis University in the US. She has already shared with us some of the universities she applied to, her scholarship experience and stuff like that. Remember that most of these things that she's talking about, she has gone into details on her YouTube channel. So please subscribe. We are moving forward. Okay, we now have 2.35 thousand now. So Dr. Rachel, how do people get in touch with you?
So I have an Instagram channel that for now, I have an Instagram account. It's Dr._Mbro. And so that is the best and fastest way to get to me. I'm very active on IG. You can get to me there. And then I'm also Dr. Mbro on TikTok. You could also shoot me a message there and you can get in touch with me. And the same thing for Facebook as well. You could also get in touch with me over there. Yeah.
All right. Please take your time and mention them.
So let's go to Instagram. Is Dr._Mbro. So you can find me there. Yeah.
And then the other platforms, Facebook.
TikTok is also Dr._Mbro. So very new to TikTok and I'm enjoying it. I'm like, oh, why didn't I start this early? But yeah. So
right.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see if I can share the Instagram. Okay, I'm not able to log in on this, but let's see if I'll be able to share. So it makes it easier. Once we give a pictorial view, people are able to. I'm not able to log in on. Okay. So yeah. This Dr. Rich Love and Bro. So Dr._Mbro, and then she has some beautiful pictures going on and all that. So if you want to get in touch, please go to Instagram and search Dr. Rich Love and Bro, and then you can send her your message. Do you want to apply to the same school she studied at? Are you interested in studying public health? Okay, you said I should log in. All right, I'm not able to log in from here. So let's continue. Okay, so let's move on to other questions. Talking about your visa interview, where did you attend your visa interview? Was it in the same country you were coming from? Did you move to another country? Where did you go for your visa interview?
I went for my visa interview in Sierra Leone.
All the way from Ghana?
Yes, guys. So I told you it was perseverance. It was school or nothing, like, school or nothing. And my backup plan was specialization. Now, it was right after COVID, right after. And then there was a lot of backlog at the embassy,
Mhm.
and the date I was getting was like almost towards my graduation, because I told you my school was like about 9 months. So
Yeah.
I was looking at other options. I reached out to my school. That is why I say sometimes the school you choose is very important.
Mhm.
And the thing about some of these private schools is that sometimes they come across as very expensive, but there's a reason why they are very resourceful. So I reached out to my school and I told them this is what is happening. They were like, okay, we've had instances where people apply, for visas from different countries and they're able to make it. Have you
Mhm.
tried that option? And I was like, I need to try this. So one night I did not sleep. So the thing about this process is you need to invest time, you need to research. We are going to give you a lot of information. But when you are done, you also need to take time to do your, follow-up research. So I see
Yeah.
that a lot on my channel as well. So I sat down and then the other thing is that my school being very resourceful, every day they used to send the list of countries and the wait times from the US embassies and all that. So that
Wow.
was also it was a very good resource. So every time I would take the list, they send it, I think by the time school closes. So when I wake up in the morning, I'll have the list in my email. And then I'll wake up at dawn, I'll write the country and the wait time, the country and the wait time. I'll
Mhm.
look at the proximity. I'll check the resources that will be needed to, go to the closest English speaking like country, because I
Yeah.
didn't want to have to battle with the French speaking country as well. And then lo and behold, I found Sierra Leone and their wait time was relatively low. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I did it and I went to get my visa there. Yeah.
Wow. So some people are of the view that it's easy to get your visa approved in a second country, like going to Cote d'Ivoire when you're a Ghanaian, going to Ghana if you're Nigerian, or attending, getting it to a different country. What was your experience? Do you think that it's easy to get a visa approved outside your home country?
I think this question is dicey. It's dicey. I think it's maybe relatively easier.
Hmm.
I believe it's because the visa officers, I think visa officers are trained. I may be wrong. I stand to be corrected, but I believe visa officers are trained for like, a particular terrain. Let's say when they take you to Ghana, you get
Hmm.
used to the Ghana environment. You know the things about Ghana more than, let's say, another country you've not yet been to. And when you go to
Okay.
another country to issue visas, you know more about it, about that country. So I believe that they have their standardized, metrics they are using and everything. But let's say I tell you that, oh, maybe my father earns this and is in Ghana cities or what have you. I believe sometimes they are not very familiar with the country. So sometimes it increases your chances. And another thing is that sometimes I believe they also look at the determination with which you have used to leave your country because you're not getting a date to come to the country. I believe sometimes it screams some form of determination and zeal for
Yeah.
you to, further your education. So I believe because of some of these few reasons and more, it may be relatively easier. But we also had people when I was there who also did not get their visa. So like I said, if you don't meet their standard requirements, it doesn't mean that because you've traveled automatically, they are going to give it to you. They won't. So that's my view about that.
Right. You're still here. I'm talking to Dr. Rich Loving, bro. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are also live on Twitter and as well as Instagram. So please subscribe. We have only few likes, so click on the like button. We would really appreciate that if you do that. Please share so that other people can benefit from the ideas and information we share here. We do this every weekend, so it's called the Study Abroad podcast with me, the Fred Effect. We This is the biggest study abroad content platform, and please join the family by subscribing. We share ideas and information based on experience, going through the process, and the opportunity to assist thousands of people as well. So join the family. It's easy to get in touch with me when you message me via Instagram. I do have a mock interview platform that you can join if you are now preparing for your visa interview. We meet every day to let you know what questions to expect and all that. Also, you can schedule a one-on-one consultation with the Argo Visa team. Argo Visa is a team of professional former visa officers. So you can schedule a meeting with them. If you use the specific link I'm sharing on the screen, you can schedule a meeting with the Argo Visa. Talk to a former visa officer before you go for your visa interview. Dr. Ambro, what has been your best experience so far? And if somebody were to ask you that, with the zeal and enthusiasm that you used to work on the process, have you regretted? Was it worth it? Okay.
Is my best experience. I'll start with that. My best experience is the opportunity to work with a professor to give a lecture to students, or I wouldn't even, yes, students in Harvard University, Harvard Dental School to be precise.
Right.
I don't believe that there's any way in the world I would have had the opportunity to do that. That's number one. And the next opportunity was the next best thing was the fact that my school paid for a full, full expense paid conference to a Harvard business conference. So because of this process, I've had the opportunity to, work or deal closely with Harvard people. And then for the Harvard Business Conference, it was like-minded people who are here, who are in school, and then professionals who still have Africa at heart, who still have their country at heart. And so we go and talk about, things about Africa, how to make it better, doing business and stuff like that. And so those are my two best experiences. And I have not regretted this journey, at least not yet. So I haven't regretted with the zeal and the enthusiasm and everything that I used to leave. I have not regretted the process at all, at least not yet. So I don't see the reason why you'd be skeptical if it is your dream. I mean, there are some people who never think about it and it's never been their dream. And the truth is, I've been there. I remember after school, my daddy was getting me to come here and come and practice dentistry. I told him point blank that I am not going to America. I'm not going to Germany. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to make it in Ghana. Once upon a time, that was my dream. So, yeah.
All right. So you spoke about if you had written GRE, you think you might have gotten like everything paid for. Now let's talk about if you were supposed to start the journey now. I know that and especially going through the process, you've learned a lot. If you were supposed to talk to your 2-year, 3-year self, starting the whole process again, what would you have done differently?
Yes. Number one, I would have told my old self that, cut down the fun time and then get some time to study and write the GRE. So I would have written the GRE if I were to start all over again. Forget whatever everybody is telling you about GRE. GRE is hard. GRE is difficult. There are lots of naysayers out there. Sometimes, even as I'm sitting here, I feel like studying to write the GRE to see how it just feels like. So that I'll just to be able to talk to people about the experience. Just because of that, sometimes I feel like doing it. So just to be able to talk to it and tell people that it's easy or it's not easy or it's difficult or it's tough. So I would have written the GRE. And I probably wouldn't have, taken the first chance that I got to come. I probably also would have taken my time. I probably would have waited a year, written the GRE, and then explored more to get more schools to show that the process is not a rush. I'm a very realistic person, and I talk to people based on my experience and other people's experiences. It's not a rush. You can get the best decision. You can make the best decision. Sometimes even if you get admitted here and you feel like, let's say if I got Brandeis and I felt it was good, what I would have done was I would have deferred my admission, taken my time, written the GRE, looked for other opportunities, and then, gone for the best with the best scholarship. Because I was in class with people who had full scholarship and then they were even giving them stipends. And I was like, so It would have been like that. So that would have been my experience. Yeah.
All right. So how many states have you been to so far?
Maybe like 5, 6. I'm not sure. Or
A
7.
lot
I'm
of
not sure.
people think it's expensive to be in Massachusetts. So if for somebody who has probably gained admission, want to gain admission into a school in Massachusetts, how is the cost of living in Massachusetts like? I came there
Okay.
and then I decided to run away. It's a,
Oh, at a point I read you said you were in Worcester. You left.
yeah, I left Worcester. Yeah.
Yes, Massachusetts is expensive. I wouldn't lie to you. But the thing about Massachusetts is it's expensive because yeah, it's like comparing Accra and Kumasi for the
Mhm,
Ghanaians.
mhm.
If so, for those who are not Ghanaians, for better context, it's like comparing the capital city of your country to not as so rural, but then a town that is not so bougie, like or
Yeah.
very expensive. It's like that. You can compare in terms of opportunities as well, and even for my school, Massachusetts is very expensive, yes, but because the minimum wage is very high, for the work you do that is 20 hours a week in school, you're going to make more money than somebody who is in another state.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there are ways on your I-20, your cost of living is going to be very high, but it's your living and it's how you live. So if you want to come there and come and take a bougie apartment and be there alone, that's you and your finances, then that's your cost of living. So there are ways with which I tell people that you can reduce your cost of living. It's not perfect, and those are some of my down moments. I believe we are going to talk about it later, but I want to use this opportunity to address the cost of living situation. So because of cost of living and I wanted to reduce my living, so I had to share an apartment, and you guys know how difficult that is, especially being independent as somebody in Ghana with your own apartment, your own car, you move around, all those kind of things. You need to calm down down to be
Yeah.
able to come back and rise up again. So there are ways with which you can go about the living expenses in Massachusetts. That's what I'll say. And there are also more opportunities in Massachusetts. That's what I'll also say. There's so many universities, there are so many hospitals, there are so many. Massachusetts, I think, is the state that is best known for their best healthcare and then their best education. So some of these things gives you a lot of opportunities. So those are the ways with which you can combat the high standard of living in Massachusetts. I don't know why you ran away. Why did you run away?
Sometimes I just want to leave you solo to talk about Massachusetts. I leave you solo, and then yeah,
Massachusetts is expensive, guys,
right.
but don't just look at the fact that it's expensive. Also weigh the
Mhm.
opportunities that are there. Guys, I said there are opportunities. You have no idea. There are so many opportunities. And people there are making it. Look, I'm in a different state now.
Right.
And I'm in North Carolina now. And I think 2 weeks ago, I went to Massachusetts. My people are making it. Like, I left them and they are buying cars, they are living. Like, they are living, even though it's not living, but they are doing it, they are living. So
Yeah.
it should tell you the opportunities that they have. Like, when you get the permission to work, you can do other jobs as well when you are given your work authorization. So that's about it. They can get 2, 3 jobs with their work authorization. That is directly in line with what they are studying.
Mhm.
But if you're in another part of the United States, you just get your one job, you're there, because it's harder to find jobs and stuff like that. So that's what I'll say about Massachusetts.
How many times did you attend your visa interview? Was it once? Was it twice? How many times?
Just once.
To anybody preparing for the visa interview, you going through, and of course, coaching a lot of people, what advice would you give for somebody who is trying it for the first time?
Yeah. So I think 2 or 3 days ago, I held a live session and I spoke deep. I went so deep into it. And I'm also I'll be doing some lives to talk deep into it. Number one, what I'm going to tell you is that be confident. And you are not, and then also speak your truth and
Mhm.
package your truth very well. Nobody here is advising you to go and lie. That's what I tell people.
Yeah.
Know your truth, know your story, and package your truth. And everybody's story is different. What you can go and say something that somebody said and you not get it, but the person got it because of that. So know yourself, know your truth, get the questions. And then sometimes people don't prepare adequately. Prepare adequately. Fred is holding sessions. Do it. Even if it means you have to pay for some of these sessions, invest in it. Just pay. Give yourself that opportunity. Give yourself the best preparation, so much so that if they don't give it to you, it's not your fault. Just be adequately prepared and then really, really practice. If you have somebody who is also going, practice with a person a lot. If you don't have anybody, wake up in the morning, look at your mirror, and then practice with your mirror as much as you can. And when you go to them, have some kind of confidence. I'm not saying be overconfident, but be very confident. Because when you come here, the Americans here, the confidence that they have, if you're in class with them, you even be baffled. Excuse me to say, some of the things that they say, you know that when you hear it, you would never say that. It's not so, I don't want to use some kind of words, but it's not okay. But then they still say it, and they say it out of confidence. Like, they make mistakes out of confidence. So that is what the visa officers are used to, especially if you are saying that you're going to be a student. If you are being a student, you can't talk like somebody who hasn't been educated before. The two of you are different. Go there with the mindset that I'm going for my visa. So, hi, I'm coming here, I'm going to school. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And don't have ulterior motives, please. I tell people on my channel that ulterior motives hurt subsequent people. It puts a bad image on Ghana. They have statistics. If you are coming to school, come to school. If you are not coming to school, look for relatives to file for you so that you can get your immigrant visa, because the F1 is a non-immigrant visa. And if you get the school and you come here and you don't come, I wish you were all Ghanaians. Why you're on home? Let me put it that way. Because, having a master's degree, having a PhD, having all these kind of things, it just refines you. And it gives you a higher advantage over so many people over here. That's what I have to say. Yeah.
All right. It gives you a lot of advantages. So please, as quick reminder, please subscribe to Dr. Rich Love YouTube channel. If you've not subscribed, we still keep counting. Okay, we move up. All right, 2.35. So please subscribe. If you just joined us, go to YouTube, type Dr. Rich Lovenbro, and then click on the subscribe button. She has a lot of information to share, and she also does live sessions that you can join. The recent one was with my brother Joshua. So talk to us about that. You have 2 live sessions on your platform. What is it about, so that people can go and check that out?
So, because of time and everything, sometimes it gets very crazy here. And I tell Fred, how are you doing it? You're doing so amazing. You're doing so amazing. You're doing superb, because the time is crazy. But we've also learned from Fred, and we've decided to, reach out to as many people as we can. So there are so many people, we need to assist the process as well. So I decided to go live. We started with F1 visa interviews because we're in the visa season and it's really hard. People need assistance. So we've started the lives, and then sometimes 2 collaborations are good because, 2 heads are better than 1, and everybody has different experiences, and we all bring them on board. And then, so that is what the lives are about now. We are talking mainly about the F1 visa interviews and the questions to expect. As time goes on, we are going to get guests. And my next one is going to talk about how to get emergency dates in Ghana. How you know that, you need your date, and the date you got is far past the start date of your school. There are processes with which you can use to get a date before that. So my next one, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the money aspects. We're going to talk about a whole lot on our live sessions. So do subscribe and, join us anytime that we have these live sessions as well. So that's what the live sessions are about. Yeah. For now.
Right.
Yeah.
So people are sending messages in. We'll be reading some of them. I don't know how many minutes you can go. So we've done like 53 minutes so far. How many more minutes can you go, Doctor?
For you and for your subscribers, let's go.
Okay, great. So you can send your questions in. I'll be reading them and responding to them. Gideon is watching us on YouTube. He said very insightful. All right. So Millicent is also watching us from Ghana. Okay, so somebody is asking, Della is asking, do you have to contact a faculty in Brandeis before you are considered for a scholarship?
Nope, I knew nobody. I didn't send any cold email to anybody. All I did was go to the website, put my application in, and that's it. That's what I keep telling you, is an automatic merit-based scholarship. So before you apply, you have to, sometimes I advise people, you don't always have to do that. But if you have the funds, if you have the means, please do work on your GPA, convert from your CWA to your GPA. Okay. I have a process on how to do that. Also, that your transcript evaluation on my channel. If you can afford it, or if you can invest in it, do it, because sometimes it boosts up your GPA. So and the one thing about Brandeis too is that sometimes there are ways in which you can let your school send your transcripts directly to them. without you evaluating it. But let's assume I evaluate my transcript and you don't evaluate yours, and I evaluate and my GPA is higher, and then what they do is a bit lower, I'm going to get more scholarship than you would. Okay, so that is it. Brandeis, I didn't have to contact the faculty for scholarship, nothing. It was just given to me.
Isaac is asking about, so in your case you used that WES in order to convert your CWA, since you graduated from K University, into the CGPA.
Yes, that's what I did.
All right, awesome. So Isaac, she just answered your question. Nee is watching us on Facebook. Nee, thank you for joining us. So somebody's asking that, what advice would you give to me as an SHS graduate from Ghana? Should I secure scholarship here in Ghana before starting my study abroad journey?
So I've had to, counsel some people who have just finished SHS, and this is what I told them. It can apply to you too. So if you are not writing SAT to get a scholarship and you're not getting that, I advise that undergraduate studies is very expensive. Undergraduate is more expensive than master's degree. Undergraduate has less funding opportunities as an international student as compared to your master's degree. So if you can write these exams, your SAT and what have you, and get a very good scholarship, then good. So you lift some burden off your parents, some burden off whoever is taking care of you financially. But if you don't get it, please don't look down on the education in Ghana. I'm telling you, that education is some serious training. You'll notice that it's like a battlefield. And so when you come here, when you have training in Ghana and then you come here and you're doing your master's, it's a bit more relaxing. The system is different. The system here is much more flexible than what we have in Ghana. So don't hesitate to write your SAT. If you write it and you get a good score, apply for scholarships, come to undergraduate, yay. If you don't get it, don't beat yourself up. Just go to, and your university in Ghana, our schools are very good. Our schools have very good systems. Do your university training in Ghana for 4 years, but your thinking has to be different from any other person in the university. Your thinking is that you are finishing so that you'll be able to do your master's outside. So you should be more focused. You should make sure that you are maintaining a certain kind of CWA when you start your university. Be very, very focused so that when you are done, you have a good CWA. If you want to write GRE, even if with a very good CWA, you may not even have to write GRE, and then you may get full scholarships and what have you. Then you can come and do your master's. It really doesn't hurt to go to school in Ghana or your home country, because we also have very good academic systems. So that is actually what I have to say. Yeah.
So practically you lived more than 25 years of your life in Ghana. What was difficult for you to adapt? Is it like the weather, the food, the accent? Like, have you gotten the American accent yet?
I think it's coming, but I'm not there yet. But
so if you were
but when
supposed
you're talking to them, it comes. When you're talking to them, it naturally comes. I don't know why, because if you talk normally, they don't hear. So you need to talk like them for them to hear. So when I'm talking to them, it's worse. But I think it's coming.
To your American accent. Let's switch to your American accent. Let's see. Let's switch to your American accent.
What did you say? Come again. Did you say something?
so that's the original American accent.
Right, yeah, it's coming. I'm still fresh here. It's gonna come eventually. So I'm not rushing the process. So what actually was, I don't know if I should say shocking or how to adapt, was tips. Like me, it was tips. It was not the food, because I could cook. So if their food is not good, I'm going to bulk cook my food, put it in the fridge. Anytime I come back from school, I'll eat, or I'll carry my food and go to school,
Yeah.
And it was not the weather, because the good thing was, okay, to an extent, but the good thing was I came in the summer. So if you are coming for the fall, I came in the summer. I came a month prior to school. So I was able to gradually adjust into the weather. But it was crazy. I even got some skin stuff and all that. It was crazy though. So the weather, to an extent, yes, because Massachusetts is cold, guys. Massachusetts is very cold.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have to wake up, get snow off your car and all that before you go is just so crazy as well. But for me, it was the tipping culture. I stopped going outside, because why would I pay for food and then I have to tip like 15%, 20%? And it's necessary when you understand the reason why they do that. You even give more tips. For me, it was the tips. It's so crazy, guys. And so for me, that was the major thing
I have
that
not
was.
still gotten the reason. And guys, if you don't know wachi, tip is like I go to buy wachi on the roadside, yeah. And in Ghana, when you buy wachi, you rather ask for more, like you ask for more food. But over here, once you finish eating, you pay maybe $1 for the food, and you're expected to add some money to what you already paid for the and
It's mandatory. You are not
yeah.
expected to. It's because the waiters and the waitresses are not paid well. They are paid like $2-3 an hour. So they live off the tips. The tips is their salary.
Oh, really?
So yep.
Okay.
So the thing is, yeah, so sometimes they I don't even mind that when they serve me, I tip them. You know, in Ghana, you want to give it out of your heart and say, oh, thank you. It's not like that here. It's mandatory. You need to give them. And the one that busts my brain the most is the people who do delivery and you order the food and you're going to pick the food. What did you do for me? But you still have to tip them, you know? So like that one, like, I really can't get used to it. It just busts my brain.
What's the
So
highest tip you've paid, though?
what did you say?
What's the highest tip you've paid?
I think there was this girl who really, I think I went to eat breakfast one time. I think it was at IHOP or so.
Yeah.
And she was super nice to me. So I think it was 20% or 25% of what I paid. I think that's the highest tip that I have given. And there's a lot of money. Like I gave it before I realized that, but because she was really nice, she really deserved it. So yeah.
So I never knew, until today that, the waiters are not paid and so they leave off the tip. Oh, then I'll be
It's
giving more.
bad.
I feel bad.
Please pay more. Pay more. It's very bad. I had to, because of that, I had to come and research. I had to watch videos on YouTube. YouTube is my best friend now.
Yeah.
So I think there's a video about it and I watched it and I understood it. And I had a friend who also interviewed her sister who used to do that as high school. And then she told me and I was like, nah. So now like I'm very generous with tips. If I can't give tips, I'm not going out to eat. Like I'll cook in my house, I'll sit and eat. But if I go out, yeah. So I'm getting used to it.
What has been your favorite restaurant so far? No adverts for any company though.
Favorite restaurant. Okay, so yeah, I remember. It was a Thai restaurant in Asheville. I've forgotten the name of the restaurant, but it was so good. Because I'm from Africa, I like spicy food, and their spice level was. If you come and you want spicy food, go to Thai restaurants. Chinese, yes, but it's not so hot as compared to Thai. And the Thai is like they have the spice levels, so you just go for the hottest, hot. Maybe the hottest you can't take it, but like next close to hottest, yeah. It was in Asheville, and it was amazing. I think it was the best. Yeah.
So a lot of people think that when I travel abroad, I can't eat their food. I can't be eating the burger and all that. Where you were, was it easy to get African food, and how do you cope with that? Do you use their ingredients to prepare your African delicacies? What do you do?
The good thing is you can use their ingredients. The other good thing is Ghanaians are going like across everywhere. There are shops where you're going to get a lot of Ghanaian ingredients. The other thing is if you go to my channel, I have a list of things that you have to pack. When I was coming to school, I packed food more than I packed clothes. So I packed food that you're allowed to pack. Nothing illegal though, but the food you're allowed to pack, I packed them very well. All the things that it would take me time to settle before I know where this is, where that is, because when you come, the first few days, I have a video about that is coming up. Like, the things you need to pack right after you secure your F1 visa, the things you need to start buying. That is why I keep saying that my channel is very, very practical. So what do you have to buy? What do you have to pack? How do you have to pack it, so you don't have any wahala? So I bought like some food and some food stuff, like let's say wache leaves. I'll buy my wache leaves because I'm going to make my own wache, the shito, stuff like that. I packed some of them that were allowed. And then I had few clothes because tell me why, am I coming here like to come and do a model show? No, I'm coming to school. It depends on what you're coming for, but you're coming to school. If you get your jacket, get a capsule wardrobe. I call it a capsule wardrobe. 2 pairs of jeans, 2 or 3 jackets, your inners that you can change, your underpants and stuff like that. As time goes on, you buy clothes. When you're moving out of your house, you don't know how you go to all those clothes, but you keep buying the clothes as and when you need them. But if you come and you don't know anybody, and then you have to eat. The first few days you'd suffer. So just pack food though and then come. Yeah. So that's how I deal with food. Yeah.
All right. So some people think that it's much expensive to buy the stuff here compared to buying them, packing them, and bringing them. What was your
It's
experience
true.
like?
It's true. It's true. Because if you go to the African market and they've
Hmm.
charged in dollars and you see let me see melon seeds, egusi, the one we use for
Hmm.
consumer stew, you see it and it's just in a pack like this, very small, and
Yeah.
it's $10. When you convert it, and especially immediately you come, the conversion disease is sick. Like even as at now, even as at now, sometimes we still not go over it. But sometimes when you start working and you start getting the dollars, like it's a bit, it just keeps coming down a bit. But it's sick. You be like, hey, 10 cities. Where 170 Ghana cities. No, 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 no. I'm not going to buy it. You know, it's crazy. And it's true. Because they buy it, they bring it here, you know, they
Hmm.
import it, and then they have to add their profit to it. And so it's much more expensive. So the ones you can carry, you have to bring them. Yeah. And it'll take you
All right.
time before you can find the next African market. You don't
Hmm.
have a car most of the time when you come, unless you go and beg somebody to take you to the African market and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You can reduce all that. So when you come and you buy their tomatoes, their onion, you do your stuff, and you'll be fine. You'll be good.
So you'll be fine. You'll be good. I love the way you speak in a more inspiring way. I mean,
Yes.
when you listen to some people, it looks like it's scary. It's not
No.
possible. I did it this way, so you have to do it that way. Stuff like that. I love that. It's been a great conversation. So this is where you join us. If you have any questions for Dr. Rich Love, please I'm sharing the link. You can request join us live in the studio, and then you interact with Dr. Rich Love. You're still live here. If you just joined us, we have close to 1,000 people watching us right now. I would appreciate it if you click on the like button. So please be hitting the like button. And remember that Dr. Rich Love has a YouTube channel that you have to subscribe to. It's a must. The things she talks about on the platform are very practical. She shares her experience and how you can also do it in a more inspiring manner. And that's what I love. So Dr. Rachel, talk to us about this first YouTube video. You said rejected from Europe University. What is it about? Why should people look and
It's
watch this video?
crazy. Like I said, that it's very practical. So this is an interview with a lady who was rejected from about 10 universities in Europe. You know, some of them, even when she was admitted, there was no scholarship, nothing. And she was not even considering the United States of America. She got a
Mhm.
friend. A friend told her that, oh, why haven't you tried in, universities in US? She was so focused on Europe. And then she's like, okay, let me just give it a try. And she was not even, she was very reluctant about it. She applied to 2 universities. She got 1 university with funding, and then there she is. And she's a big girl now. That's all I have to say. She's
Yeah.
making it very big in the United States of America. So it's also another inspiring video. So I do these videos to inspire people, to let them know that, like, if you are rejected, that's not the end of the world. Even if you apply to US 3 schools and you are rejected, that's not the end of the world. If that is your dream, don't stop. So that's what
All
the
right.
video is about. Yeah.
If that is your dream, don't stop. So Akosia is saying that you're much inspirational and insightful and a delight to listen.
Oh,
Um,
thank you,
Akosia, thank you
Akosia.
so much.
I'm Etsy, so Sunday bonds, we are like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Akosia. Thank you, Akosia.
Right. I don't know if you are familiar with this channel, the Study Abroad Network. It would be good to
Mm.
get in touch with you. She's saying she is just saying the fact. Okay. Are you familiar with the channel, Dr. Rachel?
I should hook up with the channel. I'm doing a lot of collaborations now. So the Study
Yeah.
Abroad Network, hi.
Please, yeah, get in
Shoot me
touch.
a hi on IG, subscribe. I'll subscribe. Let's get in touch, okay?
All right. So we have someone joining us in the studio. Will Brain. Did I get your name right?
Yes, please. Yes,
Yeah.
please. That's the name.
Yes, sir. Please kindly pronounce it again. Will Brain.
It's Wolbran.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Which country are you joining us from?
I'm joining from Ghana.
All right. Please go ahead with your
Yes.
question.
Please. I applied University of San Francisco, and then I had admission and a partial scholarship to study applied economics. and they asked me to pay initial deposit to secure the admission, and I did. So I'm yet waiting for my I-20 to start processing for the visa. But I learned California State, that is the place San Francisco is. I learned there's high standard of living, and then it's expensive to be there, and a lot of issues too as well. But I want to find out, I want to know what would be your advice to me, and what should I do?
Okay, so that's a very good question, good observation. So that is why sometimes when I started my application guide, I have this application guide series I'm doing. I let people plan knowing the end. So a guide like that, I tell you that when you are checking universities from, different states, you need to look at the states, the standard of living, and, things that you have there. Notwithstanding, you've already got it. You have your scholarship. What I'll say is that, are people living in California? Yes or no? People are living there, right? And they are making it, right? So did you apply to other schools?
No, please. I applied to other schools as well, and I have admission, but then the scholarship I didn't get it. But the
Okay,
only
no
one
problem.
which I got partial scholarship that was quite worth it was the San Francisco.
Yes. So go with
Yes.
your gut. When you go there, sometimes, like I said, there are ways in which people reduce their standard of living. The standard of living on your I-20 is not directly compared to the standard of living, that you are going to live, you see. So what I would advise is, since that is the school you've got, since that's the school you are getting your I-20 from, since that is what you are doing, just go ahead, do your process. Forget about what they are saying now, and just get your I-20 and get your visa and come to school. What people don't also know is the reason why I asked you if you have admission to another school. What people also don't know is when you come here and you start the school, or you're about to start the school, and you realize that for some reason, no, I don't like this school, I don't like this course, you can switch schools. That's what people don't know. You can change. You can change if you don't like the school, you don't like the course. For one reason or the other, if you have a very solid reason. That's why I was asking if you apply to other schools. So when you realize that you've come and you realize that California is overwhelming, there's nothing you can do to keep up with the standard of living, you can switch. So long as you have admission to another school, you can contact them and then send them emails, and then you could always switch schools. That's what people don't know. So don't block the naysayers for now. Yes, it's expensive, but people are living in the country. I mean, in the States, people are living in the States. It's expensive, but I'm sure their wages, like I said, their minimum wages will be way higher than somebody who is telling you that their state is cheap. Okay, it's expensive, but maybe immediately you get into your school, you may get a job, and on campus that you are eligible to do 20 hours a week, and you may get money to be able to support yourself, as compared to somebody who is in another school. I know a guy who has been going to school for 2 years. He doesn't have social security number. He doesn't have anything because he never worked in school. He didn't get any job in his school. He switched to a school. He was trying to find, affordable ways. And life is very hard for you to an extent if you don't have some of these things in America. Okay, so that is the advice I'll have to you. Forget the naysayers. Focus. Get your I-20. Get your visa. You come first. Then you figure it out. And when you come,
Okay.
I'll advise you guys to join, corporations like Ghanaian churches and Ghanaian communities, African communities. Sometimes those people too help. Somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who can find a place for you that is way cheaper than what you already have or what you have, and stuff like that. They help you to make your life better. So that's the advice I'll have for you.
But please, I want to also kindly assist me out through the visa interview process. I would like Mr. Fred to add me to his WhatsApp page to get the training and go through to prepare myself adequately before I go for the visa interview.
Yes. So do you know the man sitting there? Do you know Fred? Do you know the number of people he's assisted? You are in good shape. You are in good hands. So he would assist you. And then if you want extra information, you can come on my page. You can subscribe. You can watch it as well. And anytime we also come live, you can come and also ask your questions. But that man sitting there, please don't underestimate him. You see his body like that. What he has is bigger than his body.
The original is putting me up there. Okay, so bro, you just have to send me an Instagram message, and then I would add you to the page. You just have to have an appointment scheduled, and then we'll bring you on. Let's talk to Paul now. Paul, please talk to Dr. Richlove. You have to unmute your microphone, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, Fred. And
please, have you subscribed to Dr. Richlove's channel?
no, I'm just coming across for the first time.
Unfortunately, you have to do so before we move on.
Sorry?
Unfortunately, you would have to do so before we move on.
I will most definitely do that after because I am subscribed to you, and I get your updates every now and then, late hours.
He's doing a good job. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sacrificing a lot. So you guys should, Yeah,
so I think I'm subscribed to these also. Hello, can you hear me?
You can ask the question. Don't worry, you subscribe, but you ask the question.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay. So my question is, I'm in the UK currently, and UK is just 1 year masters. So I have alongside my UK admission, the one I used because I came in spring. But I decided to go for the UK because I know the UK is, very much easy to get the visa, in as much as you've paid your deposit and you have the paperwork and all that in place. Now, I was in the UAE actually, so I had to move to Nigeria to process that of the UK. Then I got the visa. I wanted to process the US one from Nigeria as well, just to using a stone to kill two birds. But then getting an appointment in Nigeria can be very difficult because of the number of people applying at the same time. So I said, okay, maybe when I come to the UK, I will probably seek for a defer the admission and try my luck here in the UK. Well, in the past, I've been denied a lot, a lot. A lot of visas. Yeah, France, Italy, and the rest of them. So when I got that of the UK, I said, well, this should be an opportunity for me to cut and to move across and to see if other open doors will be doors will be opened for me. So but I got a full tuition scholarship from Boston University, and I have my I-20 already. But lately my friend has been discouraging me because I am not yet done with my master's here. But at the time I should be applying for the visa, probably then we should be preparing for our dissertation. So it is kind of discouraging me not to go for the interview or something. So I need your input. Is it something feasible?
Full scholarship, Boston University. Full scholarship, Boston University. Is that what you're saying?
Full tuition scholarship, yeah.
So, and you're not done, right?
Yes, I'm not done.
And if you can write your dissertation from here and you can still get your degree, you have your own clock and you know what you are doing. Okay. Now, when you go to the embassy, you are going to tell them that. So I just want to understand, the two courses, are they related? The course you're doing in right now and then the course you're going to be doing in Boston University, are they related?
No, they are not related. The one I'll be going to do in Boston is more or less related to my undergrad. The one I'm doing here can be like it's education. So the one I did back home and the one I'll be going to do in Boston is kind of related.
And what's that one? So I'm asking you because right now you have to find a link with the course you are doing now to the course you're going to do in Boston University. You need to find a link so it's like you are building on it, because nobody can stop you from doing masters in UK, I'm going to do masters in US, and whether it's your time, is your money, it's whatever it is. So stop listening to naysayers. And this is a school. Do you know Boston University? Boston University is one of the very good universities in Massachusetts. And for them to have given you a full scholarship, there's something that they have seen in you. And so when you present that to them and you tell them you have a full scholarship, like for the fact that the school has seen something in you to give you a full scholarship, please don't downplay it. If they ask you whether you're done with school and whatever it is, you'll be like, yes, you are almost done, and you are just left with your dissertation, which you would have completed before you leave. Or you can, some people don't even finish, they don't get their degree, they do another course, and then they write their dissertation while they are somewhere, then they come back for their graduation. It's your life, it's your decisions, it's your school. So you need to be strong and be able to prove to them that this is what I'm doing. So find a link between what you are doing now and then what you are going to do, and make it look like it's a step that you are building on. So it's a story. I tell people that Americans love storytelling. Let your life be a story. When you find the links and then you build on it and you tell them, oh, I'm currently studying education. So let's say if it's IT that you're going to do next, I'm currently studying education. I'm almost done. I'm about to write my dissertation, but I want to educate in IT. So that is why I need this extra degree to be able to, make my dream complete, fulfill my dream. And then when I'm done, I can go back to Nigeria and then be able to educate people in IT. Why wouldn't you give me this visa with your fully funded scholarship? So don't listen to people. Be focused. Close your mind to naysayers, and then do what you have to do.
Thank you for joining us, Paul. Paul, please subscribe to Dr. Rich Love's channel. Zenas is joining us. Zenas, can you please put your video on, and if you can unmute your microphone and go ahead. Zenas, can you please hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, Zenas, have you subscribed to Dr. Rich Love's channel?
Then I'll be doing it after, because I just joined. It's not a long time since I joined the video. That's why.
Okay, Dr. Rich Love.
Okay, I want to say a big thank you, because you've been helping students like us in preparing for this journey, this beautiful journey. But my question is, I've applied to a school, and the school, I think I don't have any relative there. So that means I'll be fending for myself. So I want to ask, my first question is,
I think you are breaking,
Hey.
Zenas.
Zenas, are you there with us? Okay, Zenas is having network issues. Let's see. Dr. Rich Love, like a lot of people are requesting, we can go on and on whenever you feel like you're tired. It's
whether
fine.
I can get.
I know. Okay, Zenas, looks like you're
Hello?
having difficulty with a connection. Gemechu, I don't know if I'm getting your name right. Gemechu,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
How
And
do you pronounce your name, and which country are you joining us from?
okay, thank you, Fred. And I am your big fan, and I'm from Ethiopia. So my name is pronounced as Darkemechu.
Okay.
So currently I'm from Addis Ababa. So last time I talked with you on TikTok. So unfortunately, my F1 visa was refused.
Mm-hmm.
Then I do have literally 3 acceptance letter from 3 USA universities right now, which is Western Michigan Catholic and Case Reserve Western University. So
Okay.
currently,
I don't know if I'm the only one who is not getting. But are you getting?
It's breaking. I can't hear you so well.
Okay, Gamachi, your connection is breaking. You're joining us from Ethiopia. Okay. Can you start your question? Like you were breaking at some point, so we are finding it difficult hearing you.
okay, thank you. So my question is, I didn't get my money scholarship or like enough scholarship to cover my tuition and the fees. So what shall I do in order to just go through the visa interview for my second time? And what the other is, what's the thing I have to improve whenever I just going to have second interview? So is there any mandatory to write GRA or LTS? Because without them, I was able to get 3 acceptance later. So what's your recommendation?
So first of all, do you know the reason why they did not give it to you the first time?
Yeah,
Do you know the
I
reason
am
why
not
you were
sure.
rejected? You are not sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not sure, but I guess I didn't convince them. So it was like they wrote and handed me over 214B. So I don't know what that
Okay.
means.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is that you said you didn't get funding, so you didn't get scholarship. So that means you need a very good bank statement, a bank statement that can cover your tuition. And so it has to be at least ×3 or ×4 of your tuition. That has to be in that bank statement to show them that you're actually going to pay for your fees. The next thing is you need to really practice. You need to practice a lot so that it shows that you are very confident. And when you go, you can be able to attend school. Okay. So once they feel like you're not confident, anything that will make them feel like you're not going to go to school, they're not going to give it to you. So my advice to you is to make sure you have a very strong bank statement, to join as much of, Fred's live session, my live session. Just join as much as you can, practice a lot and talk a lot and be very confident and convince them. And it's always good to know why they did not give it to you the first time. And so that when you go again, you tell them what has changed. Because sometimes they can ask you that what has changed from the previous time. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay, thank you. And there is one more question I got really. So here in Ethiopia, US Embassy, they do have a problem. So literally, I guess the interview time is 1 to 2 minutes. So they didn't really check your documents. So suppose I think I provide more than enough bank statement, but they didn't really check what is the bank statement or the material or documents I have brought with me. So
Then that means you're not able to convince them. So you have to convince them a lot. That's why you have to master the confidence. Do this interview sessions. Go to Fred's one-on-one interview session. When you wake up in the morning, talk to your mirror. I'm going to school to pursue this, like be very confident, and then you have your answers, and then you'll be able to convince them. Immediately you look at them, you'll be able to convince them.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you very much for joining us from Ethiopia. So let's talk to another person. Ophelia, if you could hear me, kindly unmute your microphone and go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Dr. Richland. Okay.
You're welcome.
I have a very serious issue. I have used my passports and everything to get my I-20. Now, I'm here to complete my DS-160 and I cannot find my passport. It's been for weeks. I can't find it. So, right now, I'm in a dilemma. I don't know whether I should defer the course or I should do the this passport that they do 3 days time. But sometimes I have a feeling it's somewhere. I put it somewhere. I cannot find it. But the reason why I need that passport is I have a travel experience on it. So I just wanted to use as a proof that, if I go, I'll come back because I have also gone to some country and be back. So right now, I would really, that's my first concern. I really need um, your advice on what to do.
So you know that getting dates in Ghana can also be sometimes dicey. So I would get a search party, get friends, get family, those you trust. Sometimes this process, doing it is a bit dicey in Ghana. You'd want to only be around people that you trust and look for it, your whole house, everywhere that it could possibly be. Once you don't find it, accept that it's gone and it's missing. And then I think what the process is to file a police report and, get some affidavits and whatever it is, report your passport missing and get a new passport as fast as you can. Send an email to your school and tell them that this is what happened. Your passport is missing and then you have a new passport now. So do they need any information on it to, change for it to reflect on your I-20? If they say no, you are good to go. Use the new passport to fill your DS-160. When they ask you that, do you have travel experience? Say yes, because you do. Tell them the country. If it's not in your passport, you tell them, yeah, this is a new passport. You lost your old passport. And that is the truth. I always say to speak your truth and package your truth well. So it shouldn't stop you. there's a reason why there's a process to go through when your passport is missing. So that is the best advice I'm going to give you right now.
Thanks for joining us, Ophelia. Let's talk to Miss Owusu. Miss Owusu, kindly unmute your microphone and go ahead.
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Please, my question is, I have an admission from Northeastern University, both Oakland campus. I initially applied for the Boston campus, but I got Oakland, and then I also applied for the Canadian campus, and then I had both. But I want to go to the US one, and then with the US they only gave me 25% scholarship. The full tuition is about $50,000 for analytics, data analytics, and then
That's a good one.
and then I got 25% scholarship. So like I have a deficit of over about 37,000 tuition, and I was looking forward to get an increment in the scholarship, but they told me that was all they could offer. I wanted to ask, is there any way I can get other scholarships to support my tuition?
Did you write GRE?
No, please.
Okay. So there are other ways with which you can find, ways to support your tuition. I believe even Fred has a video on this, that if you have very low tuition, and even me, I watch his videos a lot, even though I'm done with the process, but I watch his videos a lot because I always want to learn and relearn and, what have you. So there are ways with which you can go about this process. I think recently he even shared out a lady who used this process, and then the lady was able to do it. Reach out to other other departments or other schools to see if you can find, you can be able to do other jobs, teaching assistant jobs, administrative jobs. And if you can, reach out, you can write to emails to see to professors in the school to see if there's a way that, you can assist them, and then they will pay you to be able to boost that higher. You need to exhaust all those things before you can think about getting a loan. Or if you are not in a rush to come here, if you have a good steady job, and then you can get, now you have like you're convinced that you can get the school you want in America, okay? You can take your time, write the GRE, and then reapply, and you'll be very surprised with the scholarship that you get. So you have two options. If you want to come immediately, like I told you, look at other departments or other schools within the school and see if there are other jobs that you can do to be able to boost that scholarship higher. And then if it doesn't work, you have an option of a loan, but this amount is a bit high. So you can reconsider this. If you are not in a rush, you can take your time now. Now you can write the GRE. You have the confidence that you're going to get a school. And when you reapply, you'll be very surprised. So that's what I have to say.
You'll be very surprised when you apply. So it's been a good conversation with Dr. Richlove. So please subscribe to Dr. Richlove's YouTube channel. And there was a lot of content, ideas, information that you can learn from. So when people have gone through this process, I always say that you don't have to struggle to make the same mistakes that they made. So please subscribe. And I love the way that her thumbnails look, very professional, good quality video and all that. All right. So Dr. Richlove, you're ending here. A lot of people wanted to talk to you, but and we only have a limited time. So what would be your final words to anybody who has listened to us from the beginning, and anybody who is watching us now?
So my final words, if they really, really want to talk to me, they just have to subscribe, and I'll be going on live, and any question they want to ask, I'm going to come out there and I'm going to tell them. And there are times when we also have to book one-on-one sessions to be able to tell them the details. There are so many other things that are involved in this process that sometimes you just can't come on air and just come, and be saying. There are so many personal experiences of people that people are willing to talk to other people, but they are not willing to come on air to share it. So you subscribe, you watch the videos, you come, we talk to you about it, and we are here to make your journey easy. And the next thing I have to say is that don't give up, okay? The journey is tough, but it's doable. people have done it. And it's one thing I always tell myself, that if somebody has been able to do it, then I can also do it. I can also do it with perseverance, with hard work. Don't be too relaxed. Okay, push yourself and you'll be able to do it. And even if study abroad is not your dream, don't be stagnant in life. And it's my motto: do something, always be doing something, evolve. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe and like and watch all the videos. I have so much content as well. And Fred is doing amazing. So I also want to say a big thank you to you for bringing me here. It's a good opportunity to be able to talk to other people who are not necessarily your subscribers as well, to be able to share. And I always love to share my experience. I always love to talk to people. So thank you so much, Fred. It's been a pleasure being here.
I appreciate the opportunity to interact with you, Doc, and thank you. Anytime, any day, you can pull up, to talk to my subscribers as well. And of course, please subscribe to Dr. Rich Love's YouTube channel. Let me refresh and see. So what? Okay, so we are now at 2.4. We are making progress. So we started with 2.2 and now we are 2.4. We're making progress. So please subscribe. Really appreciate. And thank you so much, Doctor, for coming through.
Thank you so much for having me as well. Thank you.
Right. So that was Dr. Rich Love and Bro. Please follow her on Instagram as Dr_Mbro, and then on YouTube as Dr. Rich Love and Bro. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. It's been another insightful session. We do this every weekend, and so it's called the Study Abroad podcast. We talk about everything studying abroad. We invite people from, who are admission officers in universities to talk to you about how you can gain admission into those schools. We also speak to people who have gone through the process to share the experience with you, so that you can learn from it as well. Tell somebody to subscribe to the biggest study abroad content platform. Please share, and for other people to also benefit from the ideas and information we are sharing. The sky is huge. All of us can fly. We don't necessarily have to crash against one another. And the fact that you are working on the study abroad application does not affect a friend's application process. If you recommend this video, if you recommend a channel to a friend for him to also go through the process and be successful, we can all be, successful together. So on the study abroad, on this platform, we have had opportunity to impact a lot of lives, assist thousands of people as well. So every day, 4 a.m. Ghana time, we do a mock interview for people who have already scheduled for a visa interview. So if you've scheduled an interview, please send me a message via Instagram. Let me know that you've scheduled an appointment. I'll add you to our WhatsApp platform so that you can rehearse or practice for your interview. Also, there are lots of videos that I interacted with former visa officers who have been issuing visas, and now, they guide and help people to go through the visa processes. So you can use the link I'm sharing on the screen to schedule a one-on-one conversation with a former visa officer. My team, which is the Fred Effect team, also assists individuals with high school and diploma who want to pursue a bachelor's degree. Sometimes it might be challenging. So what we do is that we take the burden off your shoulders and work on the application and scholarship for you. All you need to do is to use the link I'm sharing on the screen to schedule a one-on-one conversation with the Fred Effect team, and then you're good to go. We also have the mentorship program. If you want to study a master's degree, a PhD, you schedule a meeting, and then we walk you through the entire process until your visa is approved. Don't make life difficult for yourself when it could be easy. People have been through. You don't necessarily have to struggle or go through the same stress. So my name has been Fred. This is the Fred Effect. Understand that it is highly possible. If it was easy, everybody would have done it, but it is highly possible and you can do it. And always be positive and know that everything will be fine. I'll see you next week.